everyone. This is Primetime Justice. I'm Lisa Bloom, a civil rights attorney at the Bloom firm, and I'm guest hosting tonight for Ashleigh Banfield. A stunning admission in a Las Vegas courtroom from the mom of a former porn star who says she was nearly beaten to death by an MMA fighter known as War Machine. He's on trial for the attack and rape of Christie Mack back in 2014. The images of the beating Mack suffered are hard to look at. She had bruises all over her body. She had a broken nose and orbital bone, several lost teeth, and a lacerated liver. She testified for 2 days about that night inside her home, revealing the disturbing details of the attack that she says War Machine delivered, not only to her, but to a friend as well. Well, on the stand, Mack's mother, Erin Mackaday, testified about how her daughter changed while dating the former fighter, the escalating violence during the relationship, and the fights she witnessed while living with the couple. Mackaday says she was scared that War Machine would kill Christie if things continued between them.
Do you regret now, not stepping in and going to the police?
No. Mm-mm. The incidents that I saw, I really wish I would have shot you. That's my retrospective. I wish I would have shot you.
Oh.
Wow, spoken like a mom. Joining me now, Rachel Stockman, editor-in-chief of lawnews.com. Dr. Devi Nampiam, something like that, a clinical associate professor at NYU School of Medicine, and attorneys Misty Maris and Troy Slayton. Welcome to all of you. Rachel, let me start with you. And I want to talk about some texts, some very unusual texts, I think, that came from Christie's phone the night of this beating. Take a look at this. At about 2:49 a.m., from Christie's phone. They tried to screw me over on the convention. I'm not going now. Christie's mom says, oh no, what happened? Then Christie's phone says, they tried to change the deal. Screw them. I'm going to sleep. Love you, night. Mom says, love you too. Well, the question, Rachel, is, did that really come from Christie or did that come from War Machine? What do you think?
Well, the prosecution in this case is trying to argue and pretty successfully has shown evidence of that this was actually War Machine who took over Christie Mack's cell phone after that brutal beating and texted Christie Mack's mother to kind of deflect the situation and make sure she wasn't on guard to what may have just happened, thinking her daughter was perfectly fine when in reality she was there bruised, bleeding, and searching for help.
And Troy Slayton, let's take a look at the text that War Machine then sent to Christie's mom not long after at about 4:51 a.m. He says, today, check on Christie ASAP. She doesn't have her phone. Go to her house. Go to her house. Check on her. The cops already came. Go to her house. And eventually, Christie's mom says, War Machine says there was a huge fight when I came in. The guy she was in bed with came at me. I think that's significant. Christie's mom says, what time did that happen? War Machine says 2 a.m. I only contacted you to see if she was okay and have you check on her. So some other guy, what do you think, Troy Slayton? Is this trying to set up a defense maybe that the other guy is the one who did the beating?
Sure. He was trying to set up the defense of mutual combat or even self-defense. The fact is, War Machine did this. This young lady ran from her house naked with a lacerated liver, her teeth knocked out, and the bones in her face broken. This was attempted murder, Lisa.
And so, Misty Maris, defense attorney, let me bring you in. What do you think is the best defense here? Because it seems to me there is a powerful mountain of evidence against War Machine in this case.
Right. Well, the defense has been trying to paint this narrative and poke holes in the prosecution's case. And they've done that by saying that prior to this interaction between War Machine and the victim was sending text messages. She sent a naked photo. She was enticing War Machine to come over. And they're trying to use that to poke holes and to raise reasonable doubt because War Machine has never said the assault took place. The question is, does he have a good defense to the attempted murder charge, which is the most serious charge on the table?
Yeah, and you know, I'm still back on the night of this very brutal assault, and I think that the jury's going to go over all of the evidence very carefully from the night of that assault. And so, as we said, Mom has testified, Mom being Erin McInday, and we have some sound for her testimony when she was calling War Machine. Let's take a listen to what she said about that.
I tried to call him because I couldn't text fast enough. I just woke up. I was trying to read those and try to process out of a straight sleep. What am I looking at? My mind's trying to catch up to everything that's going on. And so I tried to call him and I said, "What's going on?" And he goes, "We got into a fight and I had to beat her up." And from that point on, I think I hung up the phone. I went and told my boyfriend, "You've got to get up now. He's done something to Christie. Move your car so I can get across town." My boyfriend said, "Oh God."
Can you imagine you get a call like that about your daughter? I mean, I'm a mother. I have an adult daughter. She's very calm when she's testifying about it on the stand, but you can see the emotion. You can see what she was going through, getting that middle of the night call. I mean, really every mother's worst nightmare. On the stand today was a doctor, and so Dr. Devi, I'm going to come to you to ask you about this. There was a doctor, Dr. Sachs, who testified that maybe it was only 2 punches to the face. I think we have that sound. Take a listen to Dr. Sachs.
Are the injuries that Ms. McInday sustained to her face consistent with 2 blows in rapid succession?
I believe that that is very possible.
Dr. Devi, first of all, if a doctor is testifying to the defense that maybe it was only 2 punches to the face, I don't think it's the strongest defense in the world. But do you think from a medical perspective you can tell how many punches there were to a face by examining, this poor woman's face?
Well, she has 2 black eyes. The reports say she had a nasal fracture. She also has blood coming from her nose, and she has broken teeth. So it's very unlikely that it was 2 blows to the face, but it's possible there is a point in the skull where if you hit it kind of at the bridge of the nose, you could actually break that bone, and then you could break the bones that form the sockets of the eyes and cause black eyes. So it's possible, but it's a very precise point, and I think it's very unlikely.
And we have Dr. Sachs as well saying on cross-examination, well, you know, did I say 2 punches to the face? Maybe it's considerably more. Take a listen to this.
It's possible it could be 10 kicks to the leg.
It's possible.
It's possible it could be 100 kicks to the leg.
It's possible.
There is absolutely no way that you can tell how many kicks were to that leg.
No.
And there's absolutely no way you can tell how many punches were done to that face.
No.
So when you say it's possible, I mean, I could tell you it's possible she was hit 150 times, and you would say it's possible.
Yes.
So the fact that you're saying it's possible too, that it was 2, I mean, I could literally say any number to you, and you could say it was possible.
Yes.
As a trial attorney myself, I got to tell you, that's a pretty good cross-examination of an expert witness. You know, doctors don't like to be absolute. They don't like to say this is what happened. They like to say what's possible or what's probable or what's consistent with those injuries. So, Dr. Devi, we have maybe it was 2, that's possible, punches to the face. Maybe it was 150 punches to the face. That's possible. I mean, how close can we get from a medical perspective to ascertaining exactly what happened here?
Well, I don't think it's 2, and I don't think it's 100 to 150, but definitely these are serious injuries. I mean, I would worry in this, in this person, does she have a concussion? Does she have some long-term injuries from having that kind of bruising? I would have worried at the time if she might have a skull fracture as well, just looking at someone with those types of injuries.
Well, those pictures are absolutely horrifying. And Troy Slayton, put on your hat as a former prosecutor. How are you going to argue this number of injuries issue? Is it even significant?
My reaction to the jury, Lisa, is so what? This is a trained MMA fighter. He is a professional at beating people up. That's what he does. So whether it's 2 hits, 10 hits, 20 hits, it doesn't matter. My reaction to the jury is so what? He beat her up, and it looks like from the extent of her injuries that he may have tried to kill her.
And that's the argument, and he is charged with attempted murder. And I'm here to say, as a women's rights lawyer and as a victim's rights lawyer, there is no amount of punches to a woman's face that are acceptable. Not even one. And we certainly don't say just two. It was only two. Not acceptable. I think the jury's going to feel that way, too.